first time since 2015, Bendigo are grand final bound.
It's 11 straight wins for the Townsville Fire and somewhat reminiscent to their 2023 championship.
For them, it's about laser-sharp championship-style focus.
We're in for a great final series.
Quick pass for Wickham. No look from Sammy. Werrong hits the three.
Wide open, Courtney Woods connects.
Steps back, vintage Sammy Wickham.
Coffee, run off the arc, this time straight to the cup.
Look away pass from Wickham. Perfect for Griffin.
Ellis on the end of it.
Griffin from way downtown. KG 23-4-3.
Woods, set, connects.
Wickham goes to work. That's tough to guard. Griffin, all net.
The spotlight shines bright on Bendigo and Townsville, moments away from game one of the grand final, and the first time we've seen these two at full strength. Kelsey Griffin missed game one against Townsville, and Lauren Mansfield missed game two before Nia Coffey joined mid-season in what has proved to be a masterstroke for the Fire and has not played against the Bendigo Spirit so far this season. Bendigo won the season series 3-0. That Townsville, with Nia Coffey in their squad, have won 10 of their last 11. Will it prove to be the Fire's point of difference? We will see. Welcome to game one here in Bendigo. Liam Ellison, Zoe Carr and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call. And Zoe really proves to be maybe an X-factor, this Nia Coffey edition.
It certainly is, and it's such an exciting night. We just, in the pre-show, we spoke about the anthem and the feeling in the belly that we've got at the moment. So it's so exciting. But Nia Coffey is going to be an absolute pivotal part of this game. If she can find a way to get off and get a big score and put points on the board, then obviously that goes a long way for Townsville. Bendigo have to find a way to counter her.
Well, I think that's the key, isn't it? That's the question on everybody's mind is who is going to defend Nia Coffey? Who is going to stop her? She's a hard matchup because she's really a four player playing in that three spot. And you look at size, she certainly has size, but I tell you what, Bendigo have some great defenders in Burton, in Abby Werrong, that will make her life different. And I would think that Bendigo will throw different looks at her, and they're going to need to.
And we've put so much time into scheming about Nia Coffey, but from the Townsville perspective, they are certainly going to have to come up with a scout for Sammy Wickham.
Yeah, they are, and she's the MVP for a reason. So, and we know that you could do 38 minutes worth of great work on her, and then in those 2 minutes she can absolutely go off and impact a game. So they'll be again looking at throwing similarly different looks, different defensive lineups to her. You might see Alex Fowler get a go at her to use her length and her size as a bit of an advantage. But yeah, they'll be. This is where the chess match comes in. That's what's exciting about a grand final.
Well, I think Nia Coffey will maybe even start on Sammy, just to use her length, as you said, with Fowler and something different. But Sammy's got such high IQ. She reads things so well. The whole Bendigo Spirit team, I feel like they can make changes on the run. They're high IQ, they're critical thinkers, they can problem solve. So it'll be really interesting, this chess match, as you say.
Sammy Wickham, her first MVP a couple of weeks ago, 21 points per game, 5 assists, and she has done really almost everything in the world of basketball. WNBA titles, searching for her first title in this league, where she has been really an instant impact since she came across from the United States.
Yeah, and it's just great to have this caliber of athlete coming to the league, and it only benefits not only our senior league and the WNBL, but also our junior leagues and our junior athletes that get to watch these players live and in the flesh.
We'll have the thoughts of Megan Huswaite and Nathan Strempel courtside as well throughout the broadcast. Our referees tonight, Scott Beaker, Jack Taylor and Shannon Jennings. And game one at Red Energy Arena in Bendigo is just about ready to tip off here, Laurie.
Well, we saw the starting lineup, the starting five for Bendigo. We see the starting five for the Fire, and I just want to share an unbelievable stat. Bendigo starters have a total of 1,141 WNBL games between them. Townsville have 272 WNBLs for the starters, so a little bit experience goes Bendigo's way.
That is quite the difference in experience. 12 titles between Tolo, Kelly Wilson and Kelsey Griffin, and a chance to add to it. Here we go, grand final series underway. Great to have your company around the country on ESPN for the Spirit and the Fire. Here's Coffey, rolling top of the perimeter. Woods around the pick. Single-digit shot clock early. Cox going to work in the paint, and the first two for Townsville.
And a great first look for Townsville too. A well-executed offense, but well defended by the Spirit as well. And Lauren Cox just doing a great job of getting feet in the paint and using her footwork.
Whitcomb, switch on to Froling. Now attacking down the keyway and denied. Great D. Team defense from Townsville. Woods and Ellis in the backcourt. Dumped into the post. Froling doubles around both.
Good poise by Alicia Froling. She was doubled down there. First of all, she recognized she had a mismatch with Sammy Whitcomb. Tolo came over to help, but she was able to finish.
Bendigo gave up a 14-3 run to Sydney in game 2. They'll be hoping to avoid a similar fate here. Burton now inside to Griffin, and the first two for Bendigo.
And I just love what Burton does offensively and what she's able to create. Obviously, she can put big points on the board, but what she creates for others and finding open plays is just extraordinary.
Woods probing down low. Coffey picked up her dribble. Falling again, attacking the iron. The step through. She'll have a second look here. Mariana Tolo just walling up.
Well, she did well the second time to stay on the feet. The first time she went for the shot clock, but there's a three by Burton. First one of the night.
That'll feel good for Veronica Burton. What a season she's had. First trip overseas. All WNBL second team. Crucial addition for Bendigo. Here's Ellis. Woods into her own man in Cox. 5 seconds. Bobbled out to the advantage of Burton. Now a 2-on-2 situation. Whitcomb hovering around the arc. And no call, says the referee. Ellis will steady. Rolling, spotted the mismatch. Nice find, and over to Cox for two more.
And there seems to be a real emphasis, Laurie, from Townsville of the bigs playing off 2 feet and using their footwork once they get feet in the paint. So Bendigo are really going to have to make an adjustment there.
Cox and Tolo getting tangled up. And a whistle.
Well, you can see the physicality starting early underneath between Tolo and Cox. And again, as we anticipated, that matchup of Burton and Nia Coffey, too, is really important to watch at the other end.
Let's welcome in Megan Huswaite, courtside.
Well, the day started on a great note early for Townsville with news that Lauren Cox has re-signed for next season. I spoke to her before the game. She said she feels like she's found a second home and wanted to recommit early. She's excited for the challenge to play in a triple Olympian tonight.
Thanks, Megs. 6 seconds for Kelly Wilson. Combining with Tolo there. Able to corral as Woods. Coffey inside the arc. Rattles out. Woods got a hand to it. Now Ellis, a steal for the Fire.
It's not often you see that little miscommunication in the pass from Kelly Wilson into Whitcomb.
Great opening stanza so far for Townsville. Ellis back around the screen of Cox. Now down the boulevard. Great cut and find a Froling.
Froling's having a real influence early on in this game, whether it's her under the basket finding a teammate or did a great job there on dribble penetration of slashing, cutting to the basket.
Baseline basketball. And a fresh 14 for Ellis. Whips and drives baseline. No one came to meet her. Ellis with her first points.
And a great take there from Ellis too, to be able to sell as if she's coming off the on-ball screen and then take the baseline drive, but a beautiful backdoor cut from Burton there as well.
Really good. Her defense was just overplayed a little bit. Strong cut. She'd be disappointed in missing that shot.
Woods resets from the wing. Now down the keyway. Falling again inside.
And I think Bendigo need to get something for Sammy Whitcomb here. I think this is close to the first time she's touched the ball in a decent way so far in this game. So good on-ball screen from Tolo, and of course she gets to the rim and scores.
Zigzagging lay-in for Whitcomb.
Well, Townsville were trying to force her away from the screen because she's so effective when she uses it, but again, she was able to counter.
Tolo sweeping the glass. 1 point ball game early. Griffin opts to slow it up and off the foot of Nia Coffey.
And another beautiful back cut from Burton there too. They're really overplaying her and she's taking advantage of that. And it's great to see the Spirit exploring that pass as well. Whilst that one didn't get through, it's a foot violation. They get it back with a fresh shot clock.
Well, anytime a team such as Townsville want to play up and in defense, then you have that opportunity to make strong backboard cuts. And it's obviously something they've talked about this week because we haven't seen a lot of it so far this season, but it looks good.
Both sides going to their bench early. Here's Burton open for three. Book it. Second one goes in the first quarter.
Defending at one end and sinking threes at the other. The question is, can she keep it up? Because the job on Nia Coffey is a big one and will take some bandwidth.
6 early points for Veronica Burton. Kick out. Cox open for the tray.
Well, that's a good shot for Cox because Mariana Tolo's been stepping off of her and allowing her to take that shot.
Tolo with the seal. The mismatch and denied. Lauren Cox out of nowhere.
Good timing by Cox because that looked like that was a done deal by Tolo.
Here's Woods. Townsville would have to be happy with their start so far. Ellis steps into a three and connects.
How confident is that young Ellis playing? This is her first year in the WNBL and she is lighting it up.
There's a whistle off ball and
I think
spot on.
I think the shot clock didn't reset, so they've got to go back and reset that.
We talk about Veronica Burton always in the defensive sense. You know, she's a great defensive player, won Bendigo's Defensive Player of the Year. But I tell you what, she has improved her scoring output as the season has gone on and currently leads the team with 6 points.
Really impressive output, 15 points per game, 5 dimes. Here she is on cue to Tolo. Nathan Strempel is courtside throughout. Let's welcome in Nate.
Thanks, Liam. The fascinating one to watch is we talked about the problem that Nia Coffey will be offensively, but she's had a hard time defensively containing the smaller player at the three for Bendigo. We saw Burton get off the hook. They look like they've tried to switch Nia Coffey onto Sammy Whitcomb now, but her size could be a problem at the offensive end, but it's the speed of Bendigo causing her issues at the other end.
Oh, Whitcomb with the dive to Tolo. That was pretty, tiptoeing along the baseline.
And the bigs cutting so far in this game on any kind of penetration. It's opening up scoring opportunities for them. And the guards are doing an outstanding job of finding them.
Woods slowed up. Ellis, great look for three once more. Coffey over the top. Foul call on the rebounding contest. .317 remaining in the first.
So that was one of those calls where we weren't sure if it was a good block out and Coffey coming over the back or the block out was not quite right.
Here's Fowler into the ball game. Trolling, going right at KG 23. Samuel's first two at Burton diving on it. And now it's a tie-up situation. Great hustle early doors.
Well, that's what you would expect in a grand final. First quarter, putting your body on the line, diving on loose balls, all the hustle plays. That's what you want to see.
Active start from Veronica Burton. 6 points Couple of dimes, putting her body on the line there. Some full court pressure applied here from the Fire. Both sides shooting above 50% from the field here early days. Whitcomb, space to work with. And Coffey comes across. It'll be a foul call. Whitcomb with a couple at the stripe.
And Whitcomb saw the matchup with Abby Ellis and saw the rookie and went right at her. And great help from Coffey there. Maybe a little bit unlucky on the call given the physicality that's been let go so far. But that's what Sammy Whitcomb provides. She forces you to make a play.
Well, I think go right back to the start where she forced a switch, realizing that then she would have Ellis on her.
Whitcomb takes care of business. 89% free throw shooter. Saffron Shields injected. Rolling again, extra fine. Fowler with two more.
And the efficiency of Fowler, people are probably sick of hearing me saying it, but every time I've commentated one of her games, she comes in and she is just efficient. She does the really, what you'd think of basic stuff well.
On both ends of the floor as well. Single possession advantage, Townsville. Woods finds Fowler, who is fouled from Wilson. In the act of shooting, it'll be a couple at the line.
Townsville are just so patient with their execution of what they want to do. They run a lot of high pick and rolls or dribble handoffs, and then they just play out of it, and they read and they execute, and they're so well disciplined and have really all bought into Shannon's style of play.
Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia. From Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL, they've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. Whitcomb, skip pass to Samuels. Now it's Griffin who checks into the office in the post. Samuels on line, just strong. Shields. Woods gliding by for the handoff. Fowler again on the roll. Run out of real estate under the glass. And Whitcomb in the blender. Straight down the lane, and the defense from Froling just enough. Shields, stagger step, tied up. Great hands, Casey Samuels.
Wow, this is
What a couple of possessions.
Take our breath there. That is up and back. Sammy Whitcomb going at the basket, then Saffron Shields straight at Casey Samuels.
It has been frenetic.
It's been frenetic, but it's been also great defense. A 16-19 scoreline from the two best defensive teams in the competition.
Woods around the pick. Needs to work with Fowler there to assist. Does not need it.
I love how slow Townsville, but in particular Courtney Woods, plays off on-ball screens. We often see players try and go at 1,000,000 miles an hour off the screen, but she takes her time, allows separation, and it really opens up and creates for everybody.
Wilson gains a record holder with 5 seconds. Cut off from Fowler. Now the open canvas. Easily dealt with, and Fowler turning defense into offense. Timeout on the floor. 40 seconds remained here in the opening period, and Townsville with a 5-point advantage away from home.
And Coach Kennedy Kariyama not waiting for quarter time to come. He wants to try and halt this momentum now, because the Fire defensively have really put the clamps on the Spirit, but they're also starting to open up offensively. You get the sense that they're about to go on a bit of a run, Laurie.
I think it was a really good timeout. You just can't afford to let them, get a stop and then another score. Go back, calm your players down, execute a good play here, set it up who you want the score to come from, and then talk about what you're going to do defensively. Maybe they'll throw a zone just in this last defensive possession, but that's a good timeout by Coach Kennedy Kariyama.
Edging his team on here in the closing stages of the quarter. Townsville are led by Lauren Cox with 7 points and 2 blocks already. Fowler's been great in limited minutes. Werung from the baseline. Game one of a 3-game series here to decide WNBL 25. Bendigo with home court after finishing the regular season with an 18-3 record. Kick out to Werung with her feet set. Shot clock unplugs. Shields will let time wind down. Makes her move left in the spin cycle. Froling. A wall in front of her. Fowler wide open, not quite. That'll do it for the end of one. Townsville 21 lead the Bendigo Spirit 16 in Bendigo. And a fantastic side for the team in form. Townsville entering, having won 10 of their last 11, a 5-point advantage after one.
Second quarter action just over a minute away. I want to see how much noise we can make in here, folks. When I say Bendigo, you say Spirit. Bendigo! 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 Make some noise!
Minutes of action. Megan Huswaite was listening in at the huddle. Megan.
I sure was. Nia Coffey is starting for this second quarter for Courtney Woods. They're looking to get her a touchdown low. Some early minutes here for Saffron Shields. She played just 8 minutes against Perth last week, but great to see her getting some early action. But the message from Shannon was to maintain the pressure defensively, keep switching and playing with pace.
Thanks, Megs. 5 different players have hit the scoreboard already for Townsville. Nate Strepel is listening into the Bendigo huddle.
Yeah, it's a huge night here in Bendigo. It's a school night. The stadium is packed with people cheering Bendigo, and so not surprisingly, Kennedy was just drilling down on fundamentals. Just like Townsville, they want to push the pace in transition, but defensively they don't want to switch. The message is, hey, we're good enough to get chest blows and stay in front defensively. Talking about the speed advantage they've got, particularly at the 3 spot. Then they want to play through the post. We saw the last offense of the first quarter. That was the message out of the timeout. Going inside to Tolo, no surprise. She get a touch early. 2 free throws coming up.
Thanks, Nathan. It results in the second personal foul on Lauren Cox.
And that could be big because she is such a presence inside defensively, and she's doing an outstanding job offensively as well, with 9 points to start so far. So rolling the dice here by keeping her out on the floor.
I think Townsville have done an outstanding job of their bigs. Anytime there is dribble penetration or pass penetration, there is movement, and they are making sure that they take advantage of that.
There's a length on display from Saffron Shields. 6'2" guard. Tough to stop. Double-digit advantage to Townsville. Tolo left alone.
A bit of a miscommunication defensively by Townsville there, but that's where both teams are doing a great job of taking care of the ball. At the moment, Bendigo have 2 turnovers. Townsville only have 1. So to generate defense from your offense from your defense, your shot selection and shot efficiency becomes key, as Townsville just turned the ball over.
Well, they did, and that was a result of Burton having active hands and then Sammy Whitman coming in, but just a bit short.
Oh, their own miss. Now they'll have a reset of the shot clock. Tolo on the block. Cox comes to double in rotation. Townsville recover. But Griffin off the dribble. Draws the foul on Shields.
Elite decision-making there from Kelsey Griffin. The thought would normally be to hit the extra pass, but you could see the way the rotations from Townsville, they weren't going towards Kelsey Griffin. They were going towards that next pass because that's what you would expect. So to put the ball to the floor and get herself to the line, fantastic decision.
Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. Coffey on the wing, whips and drives. Comes into 2 defenders. And reset with 10 seconds. Mansfield, time to step into a 3, just strong. Bendigo basketball.
They're lucky there. They went under the screen. It was a good shot to take.
Townsville 2 of 5 from 3 so far in this one. That was a great look. You're spot on, Laurie. Two and a half gone in the second quarter, and Tolo has drawn a foul in the post. It might be number 3 on Lauren Cox.
I think it was on Coffey this time. She tried to bump the cutter, and she was just a little bit too exuberant, and the referees were all over that.
Well, that's the preferable result for Townsville. Just the first then on Coffey. Whitcomb turns the corner. Had Tolo hovering. Not be able to control.
I feel like Cox is having an influence on Tolo and just her confidence in how she's shooting the ball.
Burton out of nowhere with a hustle and wins the basketball for Bendigo.
And I think they've got to go back at Tolo, or more importantly, at Lauren Cox.
Yes, exactly.
Because you can see she's also changed the way she's defending. So she's not as interested in trying to block the shot. She's just trying to change the shot at the moment. So Tolo doesn't need to try and make adaptive finishes. She just needs to go up strong because she's got that length to be able to get over the top.
Local points for both offenses, leading their respective sides in scoring. Tolo with 7, and Shields picked her pocket. Bendigo ball.
Well, the tactic to go after Cox to try and get her on a 3rd foul in the second quarter.
Eight from the sideline. Whitcomb around the screen. Fading away and short that time.
And maybe that's the tactic, Laurie, is while Townsville is still in that switching defense, look to try and get Lauren Cox now defending a guard on the 3-point line and try and attack her that way.
Off a fingertip, so 1.1. Cox got there again. Another block for Lauren Cox. Shields, time to stop, set her feet and drains the triple.
Is it a triple or is her foot on the line? I'm not sure from that angle.
Adjudicated a 2, well spotted, Laurie. Griffin, the footwork, jump hook, not quite.
Townsville are making life difficult for Bendigo right now, and then they have to be one of the best teams in the league at rim running. Fowler, Alicia Frawling, they are great runners, straight to the point of the rim, and their teammates look for them.
Coffey linking up with Alex Fowler there. Ellis back into the ball game in the seconds. Had Burton off her feet, but had her foot on the line.
Whoa, they got out of jail there, Zoe. That side step on the sideline. Woo.
Townsville lead this second quarter by a single bucket. Whitcomb whipped it inside. A little too much.
And you just get the sense that Townsville's defense is speeding Bendigo up. When they're in their actions, they're playing almost a step ahead of themselves. And it was similar to what we saw last week against the Sydney Flames. I think they just need to slow down their offense and find their groove again.
Well, it's either that or they're just a little bit nervous because there is so much pressure on them. It's the first game on their home court. They finished as minor premiers. They've been top of the table the whole season. A little bit of pressure.
It sure is. 20 wins, 3 losses this season, including finals for Bendigo. Here's Woods. Didn't split the double. Fowler, though, with a hustle. Werong involved as well. It'll come down to the possession arrow. Moments ago, Nia Coffey drawing her 3rd foul already of the game. Received a lot of attention, just the 1 field goal attempt so far from Coffey.
Yeah, but that's one of the great things, and one of the things I really love about her is she is such an impact player. She's a big part of their group and their success, but she doesn't force anything. She lets things come. She finds open other players, or she draws or makes sacrificial cuts or sacrificial seals to get other people open rather than demanding that it all be through her all the time.
Well, in that semi-final, the first game she scored 36 points, and then the second game 13 points, so she was much more of a facilitator.
And Nate's got a question to pose to you both.
Well, right on cue. The layup did miss, but I feel like Veronica Burton's been a problem for the Fire. Yes, the Fire are leading, but she's caused all sorts of problems for Nia Coffey. And my question for Zoe and Laurie is there a case to move Nia Coffey to the 4 spot just to allow her to get more involved, or are Townsville happy with how things are rolling? Nia Coffey 1 shot for the game so far.
Well, I think Nia Coffey is also doing a good job on Sammy Whitcomb. I think she's really making life difficult for her, and the shots that I think she knows we're talking about her there. Really nice finish by Coffey, but it's a tough one because if they did swing her into the 4, then no, she wouldn't be able to guard a Whitcomb.
Has excelled in that position previously in the WNBL for Adelaide, Nia Coffey. Burton, corner 3. And Samuels, no box out, makes them pay.
That's what they need to lift their team. Some of those little easy things, those inspirational things to get this team going.
They have jumped him out of the gate early, Townsville. Woods, smooth, composed. The captain for Townsville into the corner is Fowler.
I think that drops defensive coverage on the on-ball screen is going to cause a bit of problem for the Bendigo Spirit if they stay in it for too long. I'd like to see them mix it up a little bit because you've got such good facilitators off the on-ball in the likes of Courtney Woods, Abby Ellis, Lauren Mansfield that just take their time. They love that time and space. So maybe mix it up and take it away from them.
Really good defense by Tolo there. She stopped Froling in her tracks, and we know what an influence Froling had in the first quarter. So good defense by Mariana Tolo.
9-point advantage to Townsville. 4 minutes remaining in the seconds. Let's get down to Megan Husway.
Well, spare a thought for Jenny and Shane Froling, who are working out the remote control tonight. They've got Alicia playing in this grand final game, and their son Sam playing for Illawarra in the NBL semi-final game 3. There are perils with having plenty of talented offspring.
Hopefully there's a split screen option somewhere for them. Burton peels it clean for Bendigo.
And Nathan, you were right. She is causing headaches for the Townsville Fire. She is just everywhere with really active hands. Great anticipation.
Up to 7. Biggest advantage was 11 for Townsville. Woods. Now this methodical half-court approach from Townsville. And waits Froling inside. Great defense from Tolo once again.
And you saw Tolo a little closer on that coverage there. Rather than being so dropped off in the key, she was a little bit closer there, which forced an earlier pass and an easier rotation.
Inside, Fowler comes across with the steal.
Great team defense by Townsville. They're on the run now.
In the hands of Woods. Tolo in front of her, and Burton doing everything defensively. Whitcomb on the breakaway. Werrung open for the treble. Can't can it.
Abby Werrung shoots the 3-ball at almost 39%, fourth in the competition. So that was a good wide open look for her.
Sure was. Bendigo 2 of 8 from 3. Ellis around the pick. High off the window and in. That was tough. Abby Ellis up to 7. Burton willing her team here in this second quarter in particular. Driving hard left on Ellis. And Townsville again with a stop.
Stagnant offense from the Spirit there too. Not a lot of player movement, which resulted in really no ball movement as well, which allowed Townsville to just play it straight up.
Werrung got a hand to it. Stays with Townsville. Coffey through the trees. Rattles out.
Well, her athleticism was on display there.
100 seconds remain in the first half and a timeout. We have not seen a tally like this from Bendigo too many times this season. 33 plays 24. The 85 per game, the Bendigo Spirit, just 24 on the board right now.
Yeah, it's you can see the influence that the Townsville defense has had and what they've forced the Spirit into, shots that they're not used to being able to take, and so then when they are getting their usual shots, they're falling short.
Yeah, they look really uncomfortable, and full credit to Townsville and the pressure that they're putting on and the scouts that they've had. And Bendigo just need to find a way to take a breath, get the ball through hands, get Sammy into some pick and roll action, maybe with Tolo, maybe with Griffin, but they've also missed a couple of gettable shots, and whether that's nerves, but they can't afford to do that against the great Townsville Fire.
And they certainly can't. Terrific start here for the Fire. 9-point advantage. They lead the points in the paint, 24-14. And the Spirit, who have lost just the one game at home all season, under the pump here at Red Energy Arena.
This last minute 40 is really crucial for Bendigo. They want to go in with a little bit of momentum. They want to come up with some good looks at the basket, some good scores, and then some stops.
Shields with the assignment on Whitcomb. Griffin retrieves it back from Whitcomb. The two-man game, not quite.
That's an example of what you were just talking about, Laurie. They're shots that they're great shots that they need to make.
In the hands of Werung with 5 seconds. Spinning by Mansfield.
Wow.
That was some finish.
That was a great finish by Abby Werung. She got into the spin cycle, as you would say, Liam, and just kept on going.
Mansfield's. Less than a minute remains in the first half. Ellis open at the top. Bendigo staying with the play. Mansfield's got to go. And that, a solid 24-second possession from Bendigo.
And they'll take confidence in that as well, because that's probably the first real poor shot they've forced Townsville into.
Werung now in the post. Griffin can turn and go. Another late shot clock situation. The step through. Somehow stays with it, and Griffin is fouled. 2 at the line to come. The KG 23.
And that's what she does. She is a great, great rebounder. And to go after her own shot, to know that she wanted the ball in her hands, to back her down, to go up and then miss it, get her own shot, get her own rebound, put it back up. And now she finds herself at the foul line where she is an 80% foul shooter.
Reliable Kelsey Griffin. Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts and learn more at ctmsport.com.au. A timeout assessed to Kennedy Kariyama.
Yeah, an interesting timeout to take. He obviously wants to set up something defensively here to ensure Townsville don't get the last score of the half, but also giving Townsville an opportunity to draw something up.
Conversely, they can talk about what they want to run, and so we can listen to Kennedy.
Expect either strong or fist. Once you're on the side pick, we don't worry. Now, just crunching the last timeout, they get that side pick. Let's be really physical and recover so we can recover back. If they play the middle of the floor, we are in black. Middle of the floor, we're black. So once they run that, normally play shifting play up the middle, pick and roll. Let's black the middle of the floor, okay? Low clock by then. Elite talk and rebounding here. Here we go.
Clear instructions and a chance to set the defense.
Yeah, I think he spoke about what they could expect offensively from Townsville and then how they want to defend, particularly the side pick and roll as they come out of this. So really looking to try and shut that down from the Fire going into half-time.
Well, if they get a stop, we'll say what a great timeout. And if Townsville score, we'll go, oh, not so sure.
That's the timeout game, right? You're only a genius if it works.
Ball not advanced. 15.6. Chance to extend the lead for Townsville. Moving it through hands. Mansfield's. Shields penetrating. And offense. Fowler, though, smokes the lay-in.
Great timeout.
5-point advantage at the halftime break. Griffin closes it out. But her Bendigo Spirit with a bit of work to do. It's been a defensive-minded first half so far, Zoe.
It has, and particularly from the Townsville Fire, who just really stifled Bendigo offensively to start particularly in the first quarter. So a great job from them. But of course, the class of the Bendigo Spirit to only be down 5 leading into halftime with that sort of defensive effort.
Well, you'd have to say that, you know, I'm impressed with Townsville and their patience out there. Patience offensively, patience defensively. But you know what? Bendigo have that experience, and they did bring it back.
Defense has been the story for Townsville, holding them to 28 points, and Lauren Cox has 4 blocks, Megan.
She sure does, Lauren. We're talking about Townsville having patience, and you had that as you sat from the bench and watched the last stretch of that quarter. What did you see?
I think we just let them get on a little bit of a run to end the quarter, and we just can't have that. I mean, we're still up by 5, so we're still in a good place. I think we're controlling the pace really well, so got to go in, fix a few things at half, and we'll be good.
Huge matchup with Tolo. You got off to a great start, but a few early fouls. How do you come back on in the second half with that mindset and approach, but also balancing the fouls?
Yeah, you just kind of got to see how the refs are going to call it. If they're going to call it really tight, you can't be as physical as you want to be, but just kind of seeing how the game is going in the first half, and we'll take that into the second half.
Thanks for your time. Good luck in the second.
Thank you.
Lauren Cox, 9 points, 4 blocks at the halftime break, and her Fire lead 33-28 with 20 minutes down, 20 to go here at Red Energy Arena in Bendigo. Grand final, game 1. Welcome back to the WNBL Grand Final Series on ESPN, brought to you by Townsville. With the lead at the halftime break, and defense has been the pillar of what has got them to this point so far. Liam Ellison, Zoe Carr and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call. And Zoe, that was an impressive opening from Shannon Seabomb's team.
It really was, particularly defensively. They really forced Bendigo into some shots that they didn't want to take or they're not used to taking, and really stifled them offensively, which helped them on their run to take the lead going into halftime.
Lauren Cox has done a bit of everything so far in this first half, hitting on a triple as well. It's been a bit of a battle of the bigs, Laurie.
It has, between her and Mariana Tolo, and you'd have to say, I don't know, I think Cox maybe has the ascendancy. I think she's been really important. She's got 9 points, a couple of rebounds, some blocks in there. Unfortunately, she's in a little bit of foul trouble and had to sit, but her and Tolo, I'm sure it'll continue to be a big battle. But some other players are causing some headaches too. Burton, I think, in particular, 8 points was really influential in that first half.
She sure was, getting it done defensively as well. Peeled away a couple of steals and opened it up into the open floor. Lauren Cox leads all scorers with 9. Burton at the point guard position for the Bendigo Spirit. And our player of the half, it has to go the way of Lauren Cox, who's got 4 denials. That is, in what's been a defensive game, the headline.
Yeah, and with that does sometimes come some foul trouble because you are sending shots away left and right. But also what she's done offensively. She's got to the right spots for receiver spots for finishes. She's catching and shooting the three. She's separating out of screens. So she's had a massive influence on this game.
Well, she has, and that's what we talk about. That there's just that block there by Tolo, the timing of it. Bendigo did a great job of getting it up in the air, and then she comes out of nowhere and just blocks that shot of Tolo. So she is really good, and she will need to stay on the court for Townsville.
And big news for Townsville and Lauren Cox as she re-signed for the 25-26 season, Laurie.
Well, her and Courtney Woods, we know, signed earlier on for 2 years. So starting to keep that little team together, which is so important if you want to keep challenging for championships.
That continuity they're hoping for. They've got a couple of hometown players as well. Alex Fowler is one of them, and she has been important off the bench. Entered midway through the first quarter and then played around 10 straight. She was just getting it done, Zoe.
She was. I went a little bit nuts in the last game about Alex Fowler and how impressed I've been with her this season, but both offensive and defensively, she has been so efficient and just so fundamentally sound.
Well, she moves so well off the ball. It's one thing to have the ball in your hands, but she moves really well off the ball. So as I mentioned, anytime there's pass penetration, dribble penetration, she is moving to the basket and her teammates are finding her and she's finishing really strongly.
And the connectivity in the post as well between the likes of Fowler, Froling, they have just been hitting each other with some great dimes down low.
They sure have. Like we spoke about, we every time that's happened, Laurie and I look at each other and throw the hands in the air because watching the way the bigs have been cutting on those penetrations and finding their receiver spots, but then the guards just hitting them beautifully where they want the ball. So really, it's been a pleasure to watch that sort of play.
Well, Bendigo have to make sure that they don't overhelp in that situation. So one, try and make sure that there's containment, and 2, if they do get by, maybe hedge the help because they're doing a good job of getting that extra pass. So they need to have that rotation. I'm sure they'll be talking about that at halftime.
Second half not far away. Before we get there, let's look at the top 5 plays from Game 2 of the semi-finals.
That's nuts from Talia Tapia with Mariana Tolo in her face.
Froling in the post. Goes to work on clinch Hoycard, hoop and half, and 1.
Four to shoot here for Izza. George catches. Dees, the corner. Knocks it down.
Wow.
Delightful from Bonnie Dees. Look away pass from Wickett. Perfect for Griffin.
Cox draws contacts. Count it. And 1 for Lauren Cox. Just a couple of minutes away from the second half here, the Fire and the Spirit. Game 1, Signet WNBL Grand Final in Townsville. From third position have a 5-point lead at the halftime break. You may notice tonight the players from both sides have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL clubs, athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be a part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia, the QR code and the number on your screen as well. The WNBL supporters of this cause all season long. Before we get to the start of the third quarter, let's get the perspective of Megan Huswaite.
Well, I spoke to Courtney Woods out of half-time, and she's lived every experience of the Townsville's grand finals in the last 5 years. A bench player in 2020, a punch off the bench in 2022, and, of course, a co-captain and star of the team now. She said there's plenty the Fire can do better in the second half. They're looking to focus in on the O-boards, clean up a few things, and really play with poise in this second half.
Thanks, Megs. Nathan Strempel courtside also here in Bendigo. Let's hear Nate's analysis.
Well, enormous crowd here at Bendigo. The message from Kennedy Kennyama is to trust the system. He said they did a better job in the second quarter of stopping Townsville getting downhill, but they've had great looks offensively, yet only shot 30% from the field, 25% from three. So trust the process, and they need to, because if they go down the second half, they start thinking, geez, this gets pretty tough if we need to go to Townsville on Sunday and get a win with a massive crowd there.
Thanks, Nathan. Shooting percentages looking pretty so far, but the good news is just a 2-possession game. Plenty of time to turn it around. Abby Ellis to kick us off. Woods. Clock splits the screen, skip past the Coffee. Again, they'll use the pick. This passing from the Fire on cue is perfect.
Another example of that movement off the ball. Anytime there's penetration.
A couple of assists for Alicia Froling. A couple for Lauren Cox. The bigs have been getting it done. Griffin rips and drives. Reset with Burton. 8 seconds. Whitcomb in the corner. Here's trouble. Strong on the three.
And another shot you'd expect Sammy Whitcomb to hit.
She's 1 from 7 right now, Sammy. I still think they need to get the ball in her hands a little bit more.
And the Spirit 2 of 9 from distance. Feeding Cox. And the turnover, that is costly. Just unexpected pass in the end for Burton.
Just uncharacteristic errors by the Spirit as well. You can see the defensive pressure of Townsville are forcing them into these errors that they're not used to having.
4 turnovers at the halftime break. That had been one of their strengths so far. Willis. Tough look and great defense from the veteran Kelly Wilson.
Really good defense, and you would expect after she's played 474 games that we could say what great defense that is by her.
Burton, late to Cutter. Finds it via Whitcomb. Tolo first hands to it. Now Burton's doubles. They can reset with 10 seconds. Tolo steps inside the arc and cans the juice.
Much needed for the Bendigo Spirit there. They've got to find a way to break to the second side. They're getting pinned on the first side of the floor in their offense.
Coffee, big screen, Froling, offensive foul. Burton hit the deck hard. The Bendigo crowd enjoyed that. Here's a better look at it. He's still moving those feet, maybe. That was a close call.
Close call, really close call. But I always say we have the benefit of slow motion somewhat or replays, and we still don't get it right.
Immediate attack, Burton.
That's another one of those shots.
Griffin arrives.
Oh.
Burton again for Bendigo. Tolo with a mismatch inside. And she will head to the line for two.
Really important that the Spirit don't panic because they are getting good shots, the shots that they want, but they are just not missing it. If they panic, it'll end up like quicksand and they'll miss even more.
Bit of a wry smile on Kelsey Griffin's face. She knows that this is exactly what's happening.
Tolo, the first Spirit player into double figures.
Tell you what, though, they should get themselves to the line. They are the best free throw shooting team in the competition, averaging 85 percentage. So, you know, there's just unbelievably great foul shooters.
That is a highly impressive clip as a unit for the season. Here's Woods. Whitcomb did not give up an inch. Crowd willing their team back into this one. Tolo closes the gap to one.
And great timeout too by Coach Shannon Seabom here. Don't allow runs for experienced teams like Bendigo.
And the crowd is getting behind them and they're feeling good, so they need to nip that in the bud straight away. And Shannon Seabone and his coaching staff, they'll be talking exactly about the strategy that we want to implement right now.
And try and stop the run here. Back to a one-point ball game here. Game one, grand final.
More, just be fine, set things up, right? Get back to playing our basketball, we're all good, right? We knew this was going to happen, they're going to make a run. Now we just got to settle in, but we need
6-2 run to start.
Basketball. Like, we're just
listening to Shannon Seabom here.
Right? Go and get it. They're the first team to the ball every time. That's not what we do, right? Come on. Let's go Luke here, right? Luke, okay, from Woody, right? So go start here, right? Go down first. So now you can run, like get the ball on the move, right? So get it, yeah, you go under side, pick and roll, play back to the high, roll hard, still behind, play out of that, right? Here we go, just settle it.
6 straight from the Bendigo Spirit to bring it back to 1, and this is a good feeling in the house here tonight. To game 1. Shannon Seabom just taking the moment to take the air out of this run with a timeout. 6 sip for Bendigo. Falling outside the arc. And Nate Stremple was listening in at the huddle.
Feeling that this crowd is ready to erupt and they're just waiting for their Spirit to get rolling. And how about we appreciate the work of Mariana Tolo. She goes at Cox once again, 13 and 7, a touch over halftime. Overlooked for both the WNBL all-league teams. Playing tonight, looking like she got a point to prove.
Certainly is. Thanks, Nate. Mansfield picked up her dribble, and Griffin with the steal. Uncharacteristic error. There's Cox inside, Tolo with a hand to it. Chaotic moments, but Bendigo see it off. Burton a chance to run point. And now it's Tolo with the steal.
Another one that they should have made. They just got to win a grand final, you have to, especially against Townsville, who are putting so much pressure on them. Any of those baskets, you have to finish.
Megan, what did you catch in the last break?
Well, Shannon Seabom is always calm and composed. He wasn't not, but he was very, very emphatic that Townsville need to rebound the basketball. They're standing here watching it. He said, "Oh, the first team to the ball," and that is not what Townsville do.
No, it's certainly not. They've been such a strong rebounding side throughout the year. Griffin just wayward.
Well, neither team are shooting the 3-ball particularly well. 30%, 29%. They just need, and they're both pretty good 3-point shooting teams. So it'll be interesting to see if the lid comes off and things just open up. But right now, it is a defensive grind.
You'd have to think at some stage that does indeed turn. Woods off the foot of Whitcomb. From the sideline. Fowler back out there after a great first half for Townsville. Woods going right at Whitcomb, and the call.
She did a great job, Courtney Woods, of using her body. So instead of going away from the defender, she really rode Sammy, who wasn't quite in position. Split line came over a little bit late, and she finds herself at the line. Really good take by Courtney Woods.
Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years and the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL.
And Townsville need to get themselves to the line more. That's only their 4th free throw for the game so far. And as the game progresses, free throws become really important.
Samuels. Really a chance to tie it up. Halfway through the third period. Townsville have controlled the lead for the majority of this contest. Coffey. On line from 3 and nylon.
See, I don't think that that Whitcomb needed to help out there. She didn't need to come across. Let you know, Cox, I know she's hit one, but she's not a prolific three-point shooter, whereas Nia Coffey, yes, she is.
Big shot from Nia Coffey, just taking the energy out of this building momentarily. Tolo the fadeaway, Jay, and Whitcomb hangs and finishes.
And this is a really key moment right now for both teams, because Bendigo have to make sure they don't let this run that they're on wither out.
Same spot, just off that time. But that was an important bucket previously for Nia Coffey, Megan.
And this is not coffee for comment, but My Cafe in Melbourne has renamed their caramel latte the Nia Coffee for the WNBL Finals series. They have become new viewers to the game, enchanted by her performance in Perth, and they'll be serving them up tomorrow.
There you have it. Thanks, Megs. Fire fans in Melbourne as Abby Werung from distance.
Finally, we get one to go through the net. This could be the catalyst to get a run for Bendigo.
1 point ball game. Puts it over to Fowler. Cox hit one today. Whitcomb registering another rebounds. 5 to her name. Burton. Samuels attacking Fowler. No cutters came.
Well, again, we see that Townsville do that so well, and Bendigo were very stagnant.
Poked out, but Whitcomb again controlling the glass. Just a chance to take the lead for the first time since the opening moments for the Spirit. Whitcomb driving baseline, finds the cutting. Veronica Burton with a teardrop. Fowler. Woods, the calm head for Townsville, runs straight into Burton. Big collision and a whistle. Hopefully, Veronica Burton's okay.
Not sure whether the whistle blew before.
I think it's on Casey Samuels, as she came in from the side there.
It was a big hit. Hopefully both players are okay.
Second trip to the line this evening for Woods. She's 2 of 2. Makes on the first, Nath. What have you found out?
Well, a question for Zoe and Laurie. With this game delicately poised, Bendigo twice have drawn within one. They haven't been able to get the go-ahead basket. All season when we've seen Bendigo clinically rip teams apart, it's been operating out of Sammy Whitcomb on balls and picking teams apart from there. Townsville so far have managed to force Sammy away from the on-ball. Is now the time for Bendigo to put the ball in Sammy's hands.
Well, I think so. I think so, Nathan. We talked about that earlier, that, you know, if you need a basket, get the ball in Sammy's hands. As it is here, make her make the decision.
I think one of the things they need to look at, though, is put it in her hands, run the on-ball, but then clear out the side she's operating on, just to give her more time and space, and really punish any type of switch.
Whitcomb read that like a book. Euro stepping through and back to the line. Bendigo shooting 80% from the stripe tonight. And you mentioned it earlier in this quarter, Laurie. Could they win their way to the line? And they have done just that.
Well, I find it phenomenal that their top 7 players all shoot free throws at over 80%. I mean, that to me is just a wonderful, wonderful stat, because as we know, foul shots can win close games, win or lose them if you miss them.
Tied ball game, 41 apiece.
I was just going to say, can you believe it's almost three-quarter time finished and it is 41-all? We knew these teams were both the best defensive teams in the competition, averaging about 72 points against, but 41.
It is hard to believe. Whistle on the screen prior. Styles make matchups, and it has been a defensive affair. Only seconds remaining in the third. Shields back into the ball game. Woods, great finds. Still 8 seconds. Shields driving at Samuels. Short, but Froling has a second look.
Great rebound by Froling, gives them just that second chance opportunity.
The youngster, Shields, backing down. Nice dump off finds. Mansfield's got to go. The runner, the long range. Bendigo ball.
I give full credit to both teams in that possession, Zoe, for Bendigo for sticking out the defense, but Townsville just to go at it and keep trying.
Well, and as Meg said earlier, that's what Coach Shannon Seaborn asked for. He wanted them to get back to rebounding the ball.
Burton. Shields stays in front. Samuels, a long-range triple.
Bendigo seem to have gone away from their offense. There's a lot of almost isolation and 1v1 play, whether they were going for the 2-for-1 there, but they need to get back to execution. They're not shooting at a high enough percentage to go ISO ball.
Nice pocket pass. Inside is Froling. Bigs combined. No dice that time.
That actually deserved a basket. That was really good ball and player movement, and just the connectivity that the Townsville Fire have between each other right now is excellent.
Shot clock just a factor. Townsville led by 11 at one stage. Burton lets it wind down. Griffin there for the screen. 4 seconds. Kelly Wilson's got to go just in time. KG 23 waved off. The horn expired and we are all tied up after 3 here. Where are we? Referee. Maybe we'll discuss with his crew, and it is indeed confirmed. 41 apiece. 3 quarters in the books. 10 minutes remain. Game 1, WNBL Grand Final. There so far, and 10 minutes remain in game one of the grand final. Cox leads the way for Townsville. Mariana Tolo, it's been a battle of the posts in a sense so far this evening. 13-8 to lead the way for the Spirit. And Megan Huswaite was listening in to Townsville.
Well, a bit of everything from the 5-time coach of the year at three-quarter time. He said that Townsville are playing a bit tentative because they're playing to the scoreboard. He said, forget about that. We don't look at it. Shields will take Sammy Whitcomb for a moment here. Three from the veteran Kelly Wilson. They want to remain locked in on Sammy in this final term, but he said, have fun, let's back ourselves.
That was an important moment for the Spirit. They were 3 of 13 from 3 previously. Thanks, Megan. And a foul against Covey here, disposing of Wilson down low. And Kennedy Kariyama would have to be happier with that period.
Well, really happy with what they're doing defensively, and the game feels like it's ready for someone to break it open. I was going to say, wait to listen to this crowd when Bendigo get the go-ahead basket, and you heard it while Megan's talking. And who would have guessed? Kelly Wilson, the veteran, knocks down a big triple. Kennedy leaning into the experience of the Sammy Mariana Tolo on ball.
Ellis, deep three just off. And Griffin corrals, so it's the 4th personal, in fact, for Kelly Wilson on the prior possession. Ellis right there. What a find. On the same page as Whitcomb, just run out of space.
And you just get the feeling that Bendigo is starting to find their feet a little bit offensively. Whilst that one didn't come off, it was a great look.
Again, that was that little backdoor cut that they've been focusing a little bit more on this game.
Ellis, screen provided from Fowler. Now it's Froling combining with Coffey. Spirit defense giving nothing, and Ellis splits right through them. Whitcomb bursting off the handoff. Strong side emptied out for Whitcomb, and Tolo and Fowler with the block. Now Ellis with the breakaway, the stutter step and the finish.
Really good last 2 baskets by Ellis, reading the defense, seeing what they're giving her and taking advantage of it.
Lead changes hands once more. Griffin, high post catch. Stops, props, and makes it from the 3-throw line.
And this is Kelsey Griffin time. This is where she loves to step up in these big moments.
Bendigo are really allowing easy ball reversal for Townsville. They're not being disruptive at all. They're not being proactive.
It's Coffey open. Another rebound for Mariana Tolo. Leading the way on that front. Burton stops in transition. Bullseye.
I love the way that Kelsey Griffin sprinted down the floor. Was there in case she missed it for a rebound.
Feels like there may have been a change in momentum. Let's see if the Fire can correct that. Ellis to return fire.
She is standing up big time for her first time in the WNBL, first time in a grand final. You would never even know that.
Leading the way, 14 for the Fire. Griffin on the block. Kick out. Tolo automatic from the mid-range.
And that's her range, a long 2. She knows her limitations. She's not going to step out to the 3-point line, but they have to come out and guard that.
Coffey, drive slowed up. Fowler, open. And now they can't miss from 3.
The shooting percentages have gone through the roof this quarter.
Thought it was going to flip at one stage. We've finally seen it. 6 minutes remain in game one. Burton, elbow J, another two.
Well, we love the mid-range pull-up jumper, and if that's what the defense is going to give you, take it.
Brilliant offense so far to start this period. Coffey, finally a miss from the field. Burton, drawing something up herself.
Well, we know Burton, when she gets that little crossover, she keeps the ball so low. She's so dynamic in it. You know, she can really tear defenses apart.
Yeah, but for Townsville now, Lauren Cox re-enters the game. Yep. So this is going to be now the battle of Tolo and Lauren Cox to see who can really get that ascendancy inside the paint.
For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy. Pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. Find Latina fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you.
The Bendigo are shooting free throws 12 from 14 right now. 84%.
Whitcomb got there. The poke away. And now with the Jets. Whitcomb's up to 10, and Bendigo with their biggest lead of the contest. Woods, the Fire need an answer. No call, and a second chance on the reverse is good.
Tola was a little bit lucky there that a foul wasn't called. Great finish by Courtney Woods.
Coffey switching on to Burton. Still attacking.
Wow.
Burton showing leadership in the fourth.
Go ahead, Zoe.
Just the way she used her body there and almost hung in the air to be able to get herself some space to get that finish.
Cox, kick out to Woods. Still 7 seconds. Probing through the keyway. And Woods will head back to the stripe.
Well, again, it's just that tenacity of Woods to find a way and means to get to the basket, slower pace down, sort of hang in the air, force Tolo to make a really hard block or foul, and she finds herself at the foul line, where she is the one shining light at 91% free throw shooter.
And a timeout with the Spirit leading by 6. 4 of 6 from the line tonight, the Townsville Fire. Haven't been there on too many occasions. But Woods with a recognition there to drive it at Tolo and get her second personal. What a ball game and what a fight back from the Spirit we've seen here.
Yeah, we knew the run was going to come at some point, but Townsville just need to regroup defensively.
And Shannon mentioned that in one of his timeouts, just saying you knew that they were going to come, just hold your composure. Look at the intensity on both the coaches' faces, and they're so switched on to what they want their Chargers to do.
2-possession ball game out of the timeout. 4:39 remaining in the fourth. Great to have your company on ESPN for this Game 1 Grand Final of WNBL. Bendigo, after they trail by 11 in the second quarter, they held the Townsville Fire to 8 in the third quarter and now have rolled off 18 and counting themselves in the fourth. The ladder leaders have turned this game on its head.
Well, at three-quarter time, there was one player, Tolo, in double figures. Now there's more. Now it's rolling. Burton 17, Tolo 15, Whitcomb 10, Ellis is 14. So it has opened up a little bit.
It feels like Sonny Whitcomb in particular has really gotten going in the last few moments. Nate, what was the feeling from the Bendigo huddle?
Well, it's always a beauty to watch the veteran leaders at Bendigo and their voices. Kelsey Griffin out of the timeout. She's not on the floor. She walked out with the 5 on the floor just to continue to talk to them. The words from Veronica Burton was those who've got to stay disciplined right now. They realise they've got a mini break. The discipline is what will keep the advantage.
Thanks, Nate. Sonny Whitcomb adding 2 more. Ellis awaits the screen, rejects it, driving right at Wareham. Won't fall, but another 2 from the foul line.
I thought Wareham had good position there, but just stuck their hands in a little bit last minute. I'd like to see her just wall up there and force Ellis into a really tough shot.
Over the last couple of days, I messaged all the 6 remaining coaches, because they're the experts, let's face it. They've faced both Townsville and Bendigo, just to ask them their pick on the winner and the MVP. And have to say, without giving anything away, most of them picked Townsville, and most of them picked Nia Coffey as MVP. So she's been held really quietly today. Bendigo have done a great job. Right now, she's only got the 5 points. But interesting to hear from their expertise and having played both these teams.
Certainly is. Fascinating. Not a lead is Bendigo, but a lot of people around the comp following this Townsville run. Late box out from Samuels. Spirit in the box seat at the moment. Burton. Strong screen provided from Tolo. Bingo! Big 3 from Burton.
And probably the only consistent offensive player for the whole game for the Bendigo Spirit, and really stepping up at this really crucial time.
Well, she's 3 from 4 from three-point land, and she really has been carrying them, Zoe, for sure.
You can make it 4 or 5 off the back of that. 20 points now for Burton. 6 times, 3 steals. Let's listen in to Shannon Seabom's huddle.
To there, right now, goes out. Instead of Woody just going through, you guys set an elevated screen. Right? So come off this, Abby. Right? Woody, you're going to run through, but we're going to throw it back to Nia. Right? And then you've got the roof drive. Right? Fowler, get to the corner. Foxy to the dunker. Go with that. So play off that. So elevator. Come off like we're going to Woody. Throw it back. Nia drive. So Woody's going to occupy that. Open side drive. Hey, we're fine here. Here we go.
Looking to kickstart this offense, Shannon Seabom.
Yeah, looking to try and open up a bit of space for Nia Coffey to go to work offensively from the perimeter and rip and drive and get on the rim.
So this is where you wonder if the experience of the Bendigo lineup, all those WNBL games that I mentioned at the beginning, and just the age of, you know, their team and the experience that brings.
Ellis, a long way from home.
Is that going to stand out at the end of a game, of a crucial game?
And Nath, there's a confident feeling in this Bendigo crowd.
Well, Laurie, it's almost you're listening to the Bendigo timeout. As they were coming in, Sammy Whitcomb goes, this is where our experience counts. We control the game from here, and then Veronica Burton timed in. Take care of the ball, no fouls, no threes.
Cox can't get the roll. A late whistle. Bendigo basketball, 2:47 remains in the fourth. Massive block moments ago from Griffin. They controlled the fourth, 23-15 in the period. In crunch time, plenty to play out. Whitcomb, single-digit shot clock. Griffin.
Really good block out by Cox.
Important stop for Townsville. Woods on the push. Ellis to reset. Brown slides her feet. Cox, top of the perimeter. An important pair of possessions. Remains an 8-point advantage.
And you can just feel offensively things are starting to roll for the Spirit, and it's helping them with their defense. They're really locking down Townsville and forcing them into shots they weren't taking in the first 3 quarters.
Offensive foul against Burton.
Good anticipation by Courtney Woods. She spent a lot of time on Burton over the course of the seasons, and really good anticipation.
Sure was. Exactly what was coming. Werong up on the grill of Ellis.
Townsville need to have some poise and get through hands and get a good shot. Get a good look at the basket.
It's far from last chance saloon, but it feels like they need a bucket here.
Well, and Bendigo now are making their life much more difficult. A lot more up and in.
Abby Ellis off, but Fowler out of bounds. Bendigo stringing together stops.
You can see too that defensively on those on-ball screens, they're not dropping back off into the keyway. They're up a little bit further, which is making the ball handler have to pick the ball up earlier and allows them the rotations to be able to stay in front of the ball.
You could just see Gabe Richards in the background there, one of those shots, and she was looking very excited for her Bendigo Spirit team.
Megan Husway, a little bit of an injury worry here maybe for Courtney Woods.
Yeah, a bit of the blood rule here. Courtney Woods just in front of me. She's got a massive gash and a bit of blood coming out above her right knee. That's just being treated now with Vaseline, mind you. I'm no physio, but I imagine that might be a bit of a sting.
I think it would be. I hope to clean that up shortly and get her back out there. They really need their skipper right now. Shields re-injected.
I'm pretty sure Sammy Whitcomb just willed that call back
she
to
just trucked down the court there, straight to the referee. Come on.
In via Tolo, Whitcomb. The game in her grasp and a reach around from Cox. Just the second team foul.
Certainly time is on Bendigo's side right now. They just need to, as we said, use their experience, use their tenacity, their basketball IQ just to run the clock down and...
A quick bit of tape work for Courtney Woods. Tolo smothered. And another whistle against Townsville. Coffey not thrilled with the treatment. Trying to come up with steals here, the Fire.
Oh, they've called a double foul now.
Well spotted, Zoe. Here's a better look at it. Coffey over the top. Players on both sides bemused. It's 5 on the shot clock. This would almost sink the Fire. Burton crossing into a 3. Can't land it.
Oh, big time from Kelsey Griffin. In the stage of this game, that could be a game-winning rebound.
And a tick under a minute. Griffin out for 3, back heel, but arriving was Burton, and that is huge.
And that will just frustrate Coach Shannon Seabohm. He asked his players for more rebounding earlier in the game, and right in the clutch is where they allowed 2 offensive rebounds in the 1 possession for the Bendigo Spirit.
Well, it just feels like such a tale of 2 halves, doesn't it? I mean, all those shots that weren't dropping in the first half for Bendigo started dropping in the second half. And for Townsville, I mean, their ball movement, their player movement was just exemplary in the first half. And then it dried up because of the pressure that the Spirit were putting on them.
Whitcomb inspecting the handiwork. Huge couple of offensive rebounds. 13 on the evening for Bendigo. Whitcomb evading. Inside, just Tolo. Fowler did well. They need to stop the clock.
And just smart by Whitcomb to stay away from Townsville, not allow them to commit the foul and drain more time. As Laurie said, time is on the Spirit side.
The ball has been in this end of the floor for 40 seconds of game time now. So costly. Griffin. Well drawn up play off the inbounds. KG 23 to the line, and it is in safe hands. Spirit 85% from the line on the season and on the evening.
Well, considering how shaky they looked in that first quarter, Bendigo have done a great job to compose themselves, draw upon all that level and years of expertise to now have an 8-point margin.
They sure do. 41 remains. Timeout in the first double-digit lead of the evening for Bendigo. And the question now for the Fire fans, is there a chance with 41 seconds? We've seen stranger things happen.
We have, and with the players that they've got, there's definitely a chance.
Bendigo's veterans have controlled the fourth. Veronica Burton in particular has been stellar. 20 points, 5 boards, 6 assists and 3 steals. And the player that's really the youthful addition, if you like, of the starting five, she has really shown leadership beyond her years.
Oh, Burton, 20 points. I mean, she's just gone and she's distributed the ball. She's come up with some really crucial plays. She's diving on it. All those sorts of things really, you know, get the enthusiasm going of the team, and she's been instrumental in that.
Let's see what the Fire can do out of this timeout. Woods, Coffey, Ellis, Fowler off the bench to join Cox. Cox. Now Ellis.
Oh, shoot it.
Had the space. And she does get it done.
That's what I yell at my TV when I'm watching games. Sorry, I'm in commentary here. But she was so wide open. I'm glad she ended up getting it.
I think she was surprised herself, Laurie.
Yeah, I think they were looking. I think the play was to probably get a three in the corner off that hammer screen, but Bendigo played it beautifully and almost said, you can have the two, you can't have the three.
Yeah, well said. Emily Kerryama's side in control. It'll be game 2 on Sunday in Townsville. We've required a game 3 this time next Wednesday night.
Go into our head tap zone. Right, so go Woody at the back.
34 seconds now, the equation. Remains a long way back. They can send them straight to the free throw line out of this break.
Well, even without those free throws, it's still a 3-possession game, and I mean, I just think, I know both of you said there's still a chance. I just think that Bendigo are just too experienced to let that happen.
Yeah, you'd be foolish to bet against them. Looking for a turnover perhaps, and full court pressure will be applied. Griffin entrusted with the duties. So Burton will walk down for 3 throws. Another player who sits well into the 80s in free throw percentage.
Yeah, 85%, and you know, they just wanted to get it in somebody's hands because they knew that they were going to get fouled then. It really doesn't matter whose hands because they're all great foul shooters. But we see Burton at the line now.
And you just see Abby Wareham injected back into the game from the defensive perspective. So the chess match again of offensive fives and defensive fives.
16 of 18 from the line tonight. Needs to be an early trigger. Cox saw Fowler inside. Whitcomb pops it out, and Bendigo are going to get it done in game one. Burton will be fouled. She can pad her tally. She's had some night.
And really appropriate that she gets to take these free throws too, because she has really carried Bendigo for the entire game. She kept that scoreboard ticking over in the first and created a lot of stops defensively as well. So she very much deserves these points.
Well, when the other players were getting good shots but just missing them, they weren't falling, they were missing layups, putbacks. She was that one constant that, as you said, kept the scoreboard ticking over.
Consistent through all 4 quarters. Ellis still asking the issue. Cox. Time will defy them here. And Bendigo are going to take game one at home at Red Energy Arena of the Grand Final Series. The ladder leaders were challenged as they were in the semis. Trailing at the first quarter, trailing at halftime. But it was a huge play down the stretch, in particular from their guards, Burton, Whitcomb, combining in a 10-point game one win.
Yeah, huge from the Spirit to be able to come back, but we know they're capable of that as well, and their ability to just dig in when they need to is just incredible and a testament to their experience.
Well, I think both teams, I mean, Townsville will obviously be disappointed, especially given that first half, but it's always tough to win on the away court. So they'll go back to Townsville knowing that they've got their crowd behind them, that they've got their rims that they practice on. And so I tell you what, we're in for a great series.
General admission sold out 24 hours in Townsville for that game too on Sunday. And they are always allowed and supportive with the Cowbells in Townsville. It awaits them, but Bendigo, it's been their story tonight at home. And Megan Huswaits with the victors.
Well, there you have taken game one at home. You head to Townsville with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, this was huge. You know, we knew how talented Townsville is. They've been playing great basketball, so we really wanted the home court advantage, and Bendigo showed out for us, so we're glad to get one at home.
Where did that big game performance come from? The Bendigo starting 4 have 21 WNBL Grand Final appearances between them. Your first today, and you showed up.
Yeah. My teammates prepared, and I learned every day. To have someone like Kelly Wilson in my ear, in my corner, and Kelsey as well, it's just huge. And then we have the MVP, so good things happen with Sammy Wickham.
We love seeing that smile on your face. Enjoy this crowd. We'll see you in town.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Terrific game from Veronica Burton. 20 points leading the way for Bendigo. 24, in fact, you can make it to go with 6 assists. And Kennedy Kariyama is with Nath.
Kennedy, it felt like you're waiting to break the game open, but at three-quarter time, you're shooting 28% from the field, 23% from 3. Did any doubt start to creep in?
No, look, I think for us, we really trusted in our process offensively. We're getting great looks at the rim, offensive rebounds, so we're getting feet in the paint, getting great post looks, getting wide open shots on the perimeter. And they're shots we practice, so we knew that obviously finals basketball is always going to be some nerves, but just really proud of the group for them just sticking it out and staying with the process. And, you know, as mentioned, shots eventually dropped.
Kennedy, if you're good enough Sunday, this is the last game you play here this season. You look at the rafters, it was 11 years ago they last won a championship. Talk to us about the importance of this crowd and the people of Bendigo supporting the side.
Yeah, the importance, I think, goes in a number of different directions. One, obviously, this group as a collective and club, you know, our team have been working hard. Everyone has. That's what, you know, playing at this level is about. You know, you put all your pieces in place in pre-season, you play a regular season, put yourself in position. Here we are. So this is what we've worked towards. But probably for our supporters, we've got some really great hardcore supporters that have been with this club for a long time. And I know that we haven't necessarily delivered for them.
Well, you delivered tonight, mate. Yeah. They enjoyed it tonight, mate. All the best Sunday.
Thank you very much.
That was refreshing.
They'll be happy, the Bendigo Spirit fans, that's for sure. Their team prevailing by 10 points. So they can stick around and see their heroes. But it was the second half where they were able to steady this ship. How do they get it done, Zoe?
Well, they were able to just go back to what they did offensively. They went away from their individual sort of 1v1 play. They created space for each other. They created time for each other. And they executed their offense, which meant that their high percentage shots were able to start to drop.
And it was that experience that came to the fore.
It's a 10-point advantage for the Bendigo Spirit. They lead the series 1-0. WNBL Grand Final in the books. We'll see you Sunday for more on ESPN.